Alright everybody, so I want to make this video because I've seen videos by multiple different people on Twitter talking about it, people in YouTube comments talking about it, and I want to talk about it. So, before last week's Andromeda footage, I and a lot of other people looked at Andromeda and thought, this doesn't look like a Mass Effect game. Like, in tone, because you could look at any season of any Star Trek and know it's Star Trek. Other than the alien races that we've seen in Andromeda, it doesn't look very Mass Effect, in tone. And I think that's because we're all wearing these Shepard Tinted glasses, because I went through last week's footage almost frame by frame, and if you take a step back and look at the bigger picture, it is very Mass Effect. It's just, we have this standard in our heads of Mass Effect being this glorious thing, which it is. We have this vision of what Mass Effect should be. We keep looking at Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 1, the combat of Mass Effect 3. We look at those games like these, you sit on a pedestal basically, and if anything is just remotely different, just slightly, we lose it. But now I'm more settled after, going through the footage slowly. It does look like a Mass Effect game. And Mass Effect Andromeda kind of has to live up to this weird expectation, because by the time Andromeda comes out, it'll have been 5 years since the last one. That's half a decade. That makes me feel old, and it's slightly depressing. But think about it. It has to live up to Mass Effect 2. It can't be as good as Mass Effect 3. It has to be better. It has to be as good as Mass Effect 2, or even better, because we've had to wait 5 years, And a lot of Mass Effect fans, they were angry because of Mass Effect 3. I was fine with it. It was a bit disappointing, but I'm not going to lose it over the ending of a game. But Andromeda has to live up to this huge expectation. And it's not like an expectation, where people were expecting Half-Life Episode 3 because we were told we were getting it, and it just never came. It's not that kind of expectation, it's a different kind. Because Mass Effect fans are passionate. And, we've had a Mass Effect game teased to us every year since, 2014. In 2013, they hinted at it slightly on Twitter, and then in 2014 we got very tiny bit of footage, test footage basically, at E3, and then we got a full-on announcement trailer in 2015. We have been waiting ages for this game, and we just have to stop looking at the Mass Effect trilogy 1, 2 and 3 and comparing everything to them games. Something can be different and still be Mass Effect. There's no Omnigel, there's no Paragon and Renegade, but it's still Mass Effect. In tone, in just... If you don't believe me, go to last week's footage, go to the scene where Sarah Ryder is actually walking in, that city hub. That is very Mass Effect. If anything, it's very Mass Effect 2. And to me, that's good. And when it comes to the lip syncing, well, I saw this coming from a mile away. Games with this much dialogue do not get more caps when it comes to voice singing. It's unfortunate, but it's just a thing. Look at Deus Ex Mankind Divided. Great game, terrible lip syncing. Until next time, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. I'm out. Have a good day.